Let us understand how we can manipulate the dicts. We can add new key value pairs to dict by using typical assignment. We just have to assign a key value like this and the dict will be updated for us. We can also use assignment operation to update existing key value pair in the dict. So if the key already exists, when we specify like this, it will just update the existing element based on the key. We can also use set default to get the element from the dict by using key. If key does not exist, it will update the key with the key passed along with the default value. So this is how it will look like. So if the commission percentage doesn't exist as part of the dict, we can actually say set default of commission percentage like this. By default, it will add this element with none. However, if you want to set a default value, you can set the default value by passing second argument to set default, and it will take care of adding the element with this value if it doesn't exist as part of the dict. We will see the example very soon. You will understand if you do not get it now. Update can be used to merge a list of pairs or a dict into the dict. So if you have a dict with two elements and if you want to add a bunch of elements to that dict, either you can pass those bunch of elements either as a dict to the first dict or you can actually pass list of pairs to the first dict, in which case the dict will be updated with these new elements. Elements from the dict can be removed using functions like pop and pop item. Pop is typically used to remove the element using key. Pop item is used to remove one of the items from the dict. Typically, it will remove the last one. Now, let's go to the hands-on with respect to dicts so that we understand how to manipulate dicts using different approaches. So, in this case, I have created dict by name D with these elements ID, first name, last name, and amount with corresponding values. Commission percentage doesn't exist. Now I can add commission percentage to it like this. So if I say D of commission percentage equal to 10, the new element will be added to the dict with commission percentage as key and 10 as value. Also we can add phone numbers. Let me actually say phone underscore numbers equal to whatever number we want to add. Now even the phone number will be added with the key as phone numbers and value as this value. Now I can say D and we should be able to see all the six elements here: ID, first name, last name, amount, commission percentage, and phone numbers. Now, if you want to update one of the existing elements in the dict, we can only update the value, and this is how it is typically done. The same approach which we have used to add can be used even for updating. So in this case, if the key exists, it will just update with the value passed. If the key doesn't exist, it will just add to the dict. So in this case, the amount will be set to 1500. You can validate by running this. You can see that amount is 1500. Now let me recreate this dict. Now let's explore set default. We can get the help on set default. You can see the help here. It is similar to d.get of k dot or k comma d, which we have seen earlier. However, if the element doesn't exist, it will just add that element. If not, it will just return the value based on the key that is passed when we use set default. So in this case, we have the element with amount in D with 1000 and hence it will return 1000. However, with respect to commission percentage, it doesn't exist as part of the D and hence it will just add it to the dictionary. Now the dictionary will have 5 elements with commission percentage. However, the commission percentage will be none. You can see here the value for the commission percentage is nothing but none. We can specify the default also. So instead of saying none if the key doesn't exist, if you want to specify default value, you can pass the second argument to set default. So that will be used while adding the element to the dict. Let me create the dict with 4 elements first. Let's validate that we have only ID, first name, last name, and amount. Now if I say d.set default commission percentage comma 0, as commission percent doesn't exist, it will actually add the new element commission percentage with the default value, and also it will actually return that value. So there is a return type for this. Whatever is the value that is passed for this key as default, that will be returned when we invoke this function called as set default on top of dict. Now you can see that it contains the fifth element commission percentage with a 0. If commission percentage already exists, it will not set the default. So in this case, if I try to run this again with let's say 100, because commission percentage already exists, it returns 0 only. And also it will not update the dict. Now the commission percentage will still be 0 only. So set default is typically used to add the element with a default value if the key doesn't exist. If the key does exist, it just returns the existing value. It will not update the value if the default value that is passed as part of set default is different from the existing value. The existing values will be intact and they will be returned. Only if the key doesn't exist, it will use the default value and add the element to the dictionary. Now let's look into update function. Update either take a dictionary which is nothing but multiple elements, or a list of key value pairs, or list of pairs, or list of tuples to update the dict with new set of elements. So in this case, if I say d equal to id comma 1, you can see that the d is created with just one element, which is nothing but id and 1. Now we are trying to add first name as well as last name to this dict. So I can say d dot update first name and last name. As both of them doesn't exist, both of them will be added to this. Now let me run this and let me run this. Now we can see that d contains three elements: id, first name and last name with corresponding values. You can also pass list of pairs or list of tuples with two elements like this. So each element in this list contain a pair which is nothing but a tuple with two elements, and the first elements in these tuples will be added as keys and the second elements will be added as corresponding values for those keys. And now two more elements will be added to our dict with the keys amount and commission percentage. Let me run this and also let me run this. We can see 5 elements in this dict. Now if I use update again, so in this case I am using update again with amount as 1500 and commission percentage as 5%. And also I'm actually trying to add phone numbers. So I can say phone underscore numbers like this. And then I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So I'm trying to update the dictionary with the 3 elements. Now let me run this and see what happens. So if you see the output, it contains 6 elements. Amount and commission percentage are updated with the new values and 4 numbers is added. So we can actually update the existing dict with the new dict. If all the elements doesn't exist, all the elements will be added to the original dict. If some of the elements does exist, then those elements will be updated with the new values from the new dict into the original dict. Now let's run this, and also let's run this to add commission percentage, and also let me add phone number to this dict. Let's validate. We have 6 elements: id, first name, last name, amount, commission percentage, and 4 numbers. If we say d dot pop and then pass a key which is nothing but 4 numbers in this case, it will just remove that from the dict. You can see that it have removed, and also it returns whatever is removed. The value of that element will be returned. So in this case, the value of the phone number that is popped from the dict is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. That's why it have displayed the output here. So it actually returns whatever is popped. Now we should be able to validate by running this cell, and we can see that phone numbers is no more in the dict. Now if you try to pop the non-existing element, it will just throw key error. Because phone numbers doesn't exist, it just throw error. You can also pass the default value if the key doesn't exist, and in this case, instead of throwing error, it will just say no such key exists, and it will not update the dict with this new value. It will just show this message. So instead of throwing error, if you want to gracefully handle with some value, if the key doesn't exist when you try to pop, you can use this approach. If you want to get the help on pop to understand more about this, you can say d.pop like this, and you should be able to get the help. It removes the specified key and return the corresponding value. If key is not found, T is returned if given, otherwise key error is raised. Now let's get the help on pop item. It will remove and return some pair as a 2 tuple, but raises key error if D is empty. So in this case, if you just say d.pop item, it will pop one of the elements in that dict. So it can be last element, it can be some other thing also. That's why they say remove and return some pairs. But typically it will remove the last one. Now if you remove all the elements and if you try to pop item, then it will actually raise key error. So that's what it meant when they say but raise key error if D is empty. Now as we have ran pop item once, now if we validate D, it contain all the elements except for commission percentage. If you run again, now it have only ID, first name and last name. If you run again, it will have only ID and first name. If you run again, it will have only ID. If you run again, it will be nothing. So the dict is empty. Now if you try to pop it again, it will throw key error saying dictionary is empty. So this is how you should be able to manipulate the dict using different approaches. You can add elements to the dict, you can merge elements into the dict, you can update existing element in the dict, you can also delete elements from the dict. You can use all these different types of functions based upon your requirements. Make sure you are comfortable with dict because dict is one of very important data structures as you get into programming with respect to web applications or mobile applications or data engineering applications. You should spend enough time to master all the aspects with respect to dict so that you can leverage it as and when it is required as part of your application development process or data engineering pipeline build process.